Hi everybody, in here. Today I come to you guys with another try chapter tag, and this time I actually thought that I would focus on like review books that I've gotten that I haven't read yet, because I have gotten a lot of unsolicited books lately and I haven't gotten to pretty much any of them because I've been in such a reading slump, so I haven't really been reading a lot. But today I've picked out 3 books that I'm interested in reading, and yeah, I'm going to read the first chapter in them and find out which one I want to read. And obviously I'm going to end up reading all of these. It's just a question of which one I'm the most interested in and which one I will start reading. I have 3 books right here. And the first one is called Bed and Night by Elisabeth Edfeld, and this is the first book in the series called Imperiet, and this one I got from Louise Beckelin Förlag, and this one I know Jamie read. I think she actually got it as a review book as well from them, but she read it, she really liked it, so of course I'm intrigued because we do have quite a similar taste in books. This is supposed to be sort of a dystopia book, and I don't read a lot of dystopia because I feel like a lot of them are just kind of repeats of what you read before, but I mean I am a huge fan of the Hunger Games, so maybe this will be something new to fangirl over. But this is supposed to be about a girl named Adeline Theta, and she's supposed to be in this rank 8, meaning she's quite low down in the hierarchy, if you will. And this world is supposed to be made up by 4 zones and 10 ranks, and this is called the Imperia. And Adeline is sarcastic and she's kind of rebellious, as she doesn't want to accept her faith. Around her neck she wears the only thing she has left of her mother that passed away, which is an amulet in silver, and it's like her most prized possession. But somehow it gets her hooked up in this sort of life-threatening game, if you will, and she has to take up the fight against the Imperia. It's out to be based off a lot of more darker and bloodier secrets than she originally thought, and to be able to survive she actually has to give up everything she knows and loves, and maybe even herself. There's been a lot of floodings, volcanoes, and epidemics and wars and stuff like that, and the humanity actually has to hold on to their resources really tightly to be able to survive, and that for the people are actually sorted into this hierarchy system where only the ones that is born as an alpha can make their voice heard. So it sounds really interesting actually. It's a little bit chunky. I don't know how thick it is. Well, that's the author. She's actually really pretty. I like looking at author pretty photos. But this is 435 pages, and I just saw a spoiler, so that was fun. Never doing that again. But yeah, I'm really interested in reading the first chapter of this one. And then we have a book. I mean, all of these books are going to be in Swedish, but this book all of YouTube will recognize anyways. So this is Evelyn Hugo's Sju äkta män by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is obviously the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo in, the English title. I also got this one from Louise Beckelin, the publisher, and I heard a lot of things on this going around YouTube, and people really love it and stuff like that, and people are giving it ridiculously high ratings. And I was kind of interested in it, even though it's not my typical genre. I was really interested in it, but I didn't know if I should pick it up or not. But then I actually got this unsolicited in my mailbox, and I thought, why the hell not? We meet Monique Grant, and she's not having the time of her life, really. Her husband left her, and her career is kind of, stagnant. And when the glamorous Hollywood star Evelyn Hugo contacts her, and she wants Monique to write her life story, and no one could be more surprised than Monique herself. But when Evelyn tells her story about unconditional ambition, unexpected friendship, and a big forbidden love, Monique starts to feel a really strong connection to the actress. But in the same time as the friendship sort of goes a little bit deeper. She also realized that she has a very like specific reason to why Evelyn shows her to write her life story, and that might be something that might end up crushing Monique. So it sounds really interesting. It's definitely chunky. I don't know why all of the books I chose were chunky, but we're gonna try to see the page count without spoiling anything. So this one is 431 pages, but like I said, I'm gonna read the first chapter. Like a prologue in this one, which is like a page and a half. So I'm guessing I'm gonna read that and the chapter because I can't decide anything on just a page and a half. So it's going to be 16 pages in this one. And actually I forgot to look how many was in Brännmärg. That's a prologue on a page and a half, so we're just gonna count that in. And then I'm gonna read chapter 1, which will be another 4 pages. So it's really short page count. And the last book is Eldens Mörker by Anna Nosling. This is the third part of Mira's saga. This is actually signed and dedicated to me by the author. I actually met her at the Gothenburg Book Fair in September last year, and I still haven't read this book. I mean, I read the first 2 books and I really enjoyed them. They're really magical and different and everything like that, and I should really get on to this one. But this one I got from Seraf Förlag. So in the first book called Skugga över månen, there was a war that were raging on for 100 years, and this girl called Majandra actually lost her entire family, and she's seen in her like little crystal ball that Mira is the one that will come and destroy all of her plans of revenge. And after being in the castle's dungeons, Mira is given away at this sort of market, and she ends up with this woman called Tui, who actually takes care of girls to be able to like sell them onwards to someone else. And in the dungeon, Mira gets to know the youngest prince of the blood called Arkin Sign, and this guy is called Tanver, also called Tan. And at age 15, Mira is sold as a maid to the castle, and she runs it together with Tan on his way out from, you know, escaping the castle, and together with his mentor called Consalvo. And Mira actually goes along with them, and they meet the Winter Watcher of the forest, and shit goes down, and it's really interesting. I really like the characters and the sort of magic that is in it and everything like that, and I really want to continue reading this. I'm really interested in all of these 3 books right now, so I don't know how I'm going to choose, but like I said, I will end up reading all of these. It's just a question of which one right now. So now I'm going to start reading the prologue of the books and also chapter 1, because otherwise I have nothing to compare to. And actually I forgot to check how long this chapter is. So it starts on with what I read just now, and that is sort of like a recapture of what happened in the first 2 books, which I definitely need because it was such a long time I read these 2 books. And so that's the first book they recapture, and then recapture the second book as well. So it's definitely a lot of recapture, which I really like about Seraf Förlag's books, because they do this and it's really helpful. So I'm going to read the recapture so that I will remember what happens, and then the first chapter starts, and that is like, it's like 4 pages. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's start reading. Finished reading the prologue and the first chapter, and I mean, it's not a lot of pages that I read. I mean, it's like 5-6 pages in total, but holy crap, what a beginning. So it starts off like 11 years previously, and we meet Adeline, and she's just like something, we don't really know what's going on. We just know that her home is on fire, she's trying to save her mom, she doesn't really succeed in that. And then we go on to the first chapter, and that's when her little sister Thera is supposed to be marked with the cast that she's supposed to be in, the Rhine, and the soldiers come to do this, and then they sort of talk about when Adeline got branded and stuff like that. So we don't really know a lot. We just know that this system is really fucked up, and that Adeline and Theta has this really like strong bond between them, and they also have an older sister whose name was Melody. So I think these girls live alone since their mother passed away. We don't know anything about the dad. We don't really know what being branded stands for. So just talk about, you know, making the Imperial proud and do your duties and stuff like that. So I think it's supposed to be something about, you know, their work or their, you know, their station in the society or something like that. So we don't know a lot, but holy crap, I was hooked from the first page. This is how you're supposed to start a dystopia, people. So I'm definitely really interested in this one, but I'm going to obviously read the other two books as well before I decide what I'm going to read. So I just finished the prologue and this first chapter. So in the first like prologue, it's sort of a news clip, I think. We get to know a little bit more about Evelyn Hugo. They're supposed to have this fundraiser for, you know, supporting people with breast cancer, and they're supposed to sell off a lot of Evelyn Hugo's dresses, and they want some, you know, publicity for it, and there's a little bit information about the dresses and what kind of event she wore them to. And then the first chapter we get to meet Monique, and it's pretty much just her finding out that Evelyn Hugo has been in contact with her boss, and the fact that her boss tried to give Evelyn Hugo like 5 names of bigger reporters that she had access to, and trying to get Evelyn Hugo to choose one of them to write her life story. But Evelyn Hugo was set on Monique doing it, and this is pretty much just Monique finding out, and she doesn't really understand why she has been chosen or anything like that. But she decides to do it, and that's pretty much all of the information we've gotten so far. I'm really intrigued though, because I want to know Evelyn Hugo's story. I mean, what was she, what happened to her, and how come she's 7 husbands? She's had 7 husbands, she's not married to them all at the same time, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'm definitely interested in this one, but we're going to move on to the third and last book. Finished reading like the recaps of book 1 and 2, and then I read the first chapter, and this one really just takes off right where the second book ended. There's like no time has passed at all, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it kind of starts like in the middle of a battle, so we get to be like part of the end of it, and it's really interesting. I really liked the first 2 books, and I remember really wanted to read book 3 right away, but it wasn't even written yet. It was a work in progress. So I'm really happy to have this in my hands, because I want to know what's going to happen. But yeah, it definitely starts at a very interesting point. But yeah, I think it's time to decide which book I want to read. So originally I actually thought that maybe I would be most interested in this one, because I was so interested in it like before I even got it, but now I think I'm kind of want to continue on with this one, Better Married by Lisette Edfeldt, because I don't know, I feel like the character, I mean, I don't really know the characters at all yet, but they're very intriguing, and I feel like the entire like dystopian world is intriguing, and this whole Imperial sort of different casts. So if you want to cast or ranks or whatever you want to call it, seems really interesting. And also I know that Jamie really liked this book, and I haven't read a good dystopia since reading The Hunger Games, honestly, so I haven't read a lot, admittedly, but still. So I kind of want to continue with this one, so I think my choice is going to be Brännmärkt. But I'm definitely really intrigued to read both Eldens Mörker and Evelyn Hugo's Sju äkta män, so I'll definitely read those sometime soon, hopefully like during my vacation or something, and that's probably when I'm going to end up reading this one too, because, well, let's face it, it's 1 week away. So yeah, but this will be the book I'm going to read, and this, I really like doing Try Chapter Tag because I feel like you get like pleasantly surprised about all of the books you read sometimes, and it's really fun. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do more of these videos. But yeah, and also let me know down below which one of these books you would have chosen, depending on like what you thought sounded most interesting. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope we should see each other in the next one.